America!
No, I'm a star! Please, I'm a
All right, hello, hello, hello. Hi, Star. Hi, Ryan. Guys, it's been a long week, a long day. Real to find again. They say that artists need tears to cover. I love my favorite story, and in some
Victory
kind of
screech!
catastrophe. Hi, Ryan. Welcome in. Welcome back. Or have you been here the whole time? That was the situation. Guys, I'm so tired today. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, we streamed a lot this weekend. I'm looking back at my VODs. 4 hours on Friday, 3 hours yesterday, and we're streaming on Monday. We're gonna stream Sims tomorrow. Let's check in on our family. Um, I think I'm gonna play Fortnite for a little bit, but honestly, I really want to play DBD. Not a cry for help. In my head. My head says why. Pookie, I'm always lurking. Oh, manifesting for you. Manifesting what? All of my favorite story. I hope good. Star, yeah. Feel free to hop in Fortnite. I'm down to run duos. I'm in my stream VC. Ryan, obviously you're invited if you'd like to join. I did invite you all both earlier if you wanted to play together. On my way. Period. Hi, Allie. Allie, those pictures at the Ren Fair look so fun. I've never been to a Ren Fair, but I definitely want to go to one. I did shade it a little bit at work, but I was in the wrong company, and they were all Fair fans, and I was like, oh, I was just making a joke, I promise. We had so much fun. I'm so happy. The girls look like they had a lot of fun, and that's important. I think Star's in the VC. Their Star. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I was playing Reload Ranked, or no, Ranked VR. Yeah, I was playing Ranked. No, ranked is fun because you honestly are with people who you can either beat or beat you. Like it's different than a regular match where it's kind of random. It feels like sometimes, but ranked feels appropriate. I felt bad because there wasn't a lot to do with low one, but she was clapping and dancing and laughing. Oh, that's so sweet. What do I do? Where's my game? Oh, there you go. But I can't hear it. Oh, did I? Oh, I can hear it now. I guess it's just silent because I mean you're thinking your emo has music, but it's probably like not royalty free, right? And I have the audio off. There it is. Yeah, yeah. At the turn, push the chat off. Push the talk off. Say okay, can you hear me? Hello? Oh hi. Okay. I thought I couldn't hear the game, but it's because I have like the setting where you don't listen to like I can't hear the what is it? Partnered music or whatever. Licensed music. I wanna be just another on your side. I felt that. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad she still had fun, even though it was like not really like she was still too young to enjoy like some of the stuff for kids. You know. Oh yeah. Let's go. Oh, that kind of gets me dizzy, huh? Oh wait, this is Bill's, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Okay, good. Okay, okay, good, good, good. I do like that they changed it so that anybody in the party can change the settings, not just the leader. Like, I do like that. You're like, I have power. Ranked, that's crazy. Okay, ranked is way easier than regular matches. I mean, there's less bots, so it's just like more fighting, you know? That's honestly what all it is. It's just more fighting. This guy's lagging hard over here. Honestly, why not? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were having such a good time there last time with Ryan. Hopefully Ryan joins. We'll have a little trio. Ryan's not scared to rank. No, I need those bots to get some kills. Well, sometimes it's like all bots, and then the best team in the lobby is at the end, and you're like, well, I didn't prepare for this shit. And I'm like fighting for my life. Um, so I'd rather like see if I can even make it through the beginning, you know what I mean? I think so. Like it's bronze. Guys, I used to be Unreal. Like I'm not even joking. Like that's who I used to be. Yeah, I'm bronze 1. Well, what's your rank? It's in your lobby. If you're more than bronze then or are you unranked? Are you unranked? Are you unranked or are you ranked? Oh, what's your rank? Oh, so it's gonna be a gold lobby. Like this is the gold lobby we're in. I'm bronze because I haven't played Fortnite in like a year. Like in ranked. Like I haven't been in ranked in like a year, so it's like I used to start at like silver 2. Like that would be my initial rank mostly. Yeah. And I would literally like honestly BR was so bad for a long time and I'd only play reload because reload was honestly the only fun I would have. But now BR is a lot more fun. Like BR is more like it used to be, albeit like there's no medallions or anything. I kind of appreciate that the sprites, like everyone has sprites, you know what I mean? Like you just started playing but you don't know what augments are. Like augments, now augments, let's talk about augments. Augments were so much fun. They were like little power-ups that you would get in the middle of your match and you would spend gold on them if you wanted to change them or whatever. Like it was really cool. Like some of them were like sprint faster, reload faster, like shoot faster. Um, yeah. And it's kind of like the sprites now, but instead of carrying a whole item, you just have the ability like over time. Yeah, like that didn't happen before, but now I guess people are hunting you down for items, you know what I mean? Are you good, Star? Okay, okay, okay. I know that you'll scream for it then. Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't ever have to question it. I don't ever have to question it. Not this fall damage, Star. Did you fall? I'll be honest. Alley clocking it. Here, I threw a mini at you. See, like my Fortnite. I think I was in this already. I threw it. It's marked. Um, 53 meters right over here. Um, then I start to just do things that like my muscle memory, but then I forget that all the guns are new and like there's like just like a year's worth of Fortnite I haven't played. I literally have over like 100 skins. I have like 100, maybe 300 skins. I have so much shit. Like I've spent so much money on this game. It's kind of embarrassing. I'll I'll tell you when we get to lobby. I'll reveal the stats. Not even it's not even the flex I think it is. It's just it's more like I was obsessed for a long time and I spent so much money on this game. This was literally the only game I played for maybe like 5 years, 6 years. Like honestly, since COVID, DBD I just started playing again like maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, literally like I played like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, like during maybe 2021. And I didn't really. I just killed someone. There's another person here. Alright. Yeah, me too, but like that was Fortnite era. Like COVID Fortnite, that was me. I was COVID Fortnite. I played Fortnite every single night. Me falling off the cliff. Someone sniped me. Oh yeah, for sure. Invisible sniper. I'm sorry. I just said that. I tried to warn you. My Fortnite instincts are kicking in. I just start to go in any direction. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll make sure to stay nearby. We should. I'm honestly, Star. We should play builds. I think you would like builds. I can build. So it would just be fun to. You play on controller, right? Yeah, they added simple edits and simple builds, so like it's all like button presses, you know. It's not like a lot of extra stuff. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Maybe later. Like we'll do ZB for now. Let's get through a ZB map, you know what I mean? Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Do you play Reload at all? Do you like Reload? It's very spicy. Reload is very spicy, but I don't know. I like that shit. I think it's fun. I used to play like night, like honestly, Star. It's so weird to think like who I am on stream now and who I was on stream like 2 years ago. I was like such a Fortnite nerd, like on stream. It was so weird. I would literally exclusively play Fortnite. I had like a late night group where we would play like from midnight to like 2 a.m. every day. No. My ping just decreased incredibly. Alright, I have enough to reboot you. I might just do that. Hi, babe. Try to loot this area, I guess, before going to zone. An apple! Look at that! I think I got excited for apples the last time we played too. Oh, are you good? Hello? Boing. Oh, it's 3 chests over here. And I have shield for you. Oh, you already have one. Here's another. Tons of yeah, tons of chests here. No way. Would you prefer an SMG, like a submachine gun? Here, do you like that? Okay. All right. We out. Oh, that's fair. Here. An app. Wow. How'd you know? Oh my god. Wow, that's so many apples. More stuff here. The boss is up here. Oh. There are people here, by the way. They were breaking stuff. They're over here. Nice. I'm with you. Teammates with you. I don't know how to get up there. Oh, I see. There's more people coming. Just close this door. Let's go. I missed my whole shotgun shot. Yeah, now you have a full loadout. Now we have guns. Here's this. Okay, yeah, I'm chilling too. Ooh, a vault key card. Where's this go? What is this? Do you see that? There's like a gold cube. Oh, yeah, on the map where I marked. Can you not see it? Oh, okay. Sorry. I just have to keep breaking stuff because it's like my muscle memory. Like all the trees, break them. Honestly, just wait 3 seconds and just see where the storm needs us to go. Let's just go to the storm. I should change my game, huh? Mayhaps. That would help. Should we just post up here? No, go up here, behind you. Oh, he hit me twice. What the hell? Oh, fucking A. They're coming. Hello. That was scary. Okay, let's go. You're back. There's nothing in here, I'm sorry. Alright, just be careful. I was getting shot at from west. I'm with you. I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm above you. I'm with you. Okay. Where are you at? On the roof? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw you there. There's a guy coming in. Oh! Oh! That was payback. Payback, I see. No, I was in the roof. I was up on the top. And when you shocked, it broke the building and I fell. You don't know your own power. Oh, there's somebody in the water here. Somebody's swimming. Back up if you can. Back up, back up. Okay. Do you have, like, medkits or anything? Okay. Wait, actually, don't drink that chug jug. Drink this instead. Hello? Drink this instead, and drink this. And I'll hold this. Oh! Go, go, go! No! 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 No, no. That was hard at the end there. Playing sneaky. Maybe not ranked. Maybe not ranked. Let's just go back to pose. I have a milkshake in the fridge, so let me switch the lobby up and then. Oh, I made it to silver too. Look at that. Yeah, I used to. So. Ooh. Wait, what is going on? Meeting overridden. Who's this? Something. She's a baddie. Wait, let me talk to you real quick, Miss Thing. She is cute. Addison Ray, get the fuck out. I'm fucking leaving. I'm going away. Did you actually? That's so funny. I mean, I like Addison Rae. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like sometimes the Fortnite collabs they drive me nuts. But it's like it's nice. No, literally. That is that. It's definitely a turn on for me. The collabs sometimes. Like I was like, all right. Here, let's be him. Okay, I'm ready. Be right back then. Oh, period. Look at that. The milkshake I got is called a caramel cookie crunch milkshake. Yummy. Period. Hey. How's your ankle feeling, friend? Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, good. I hope you're taking care of it. Right. You're like, I guess. That's what I was trying to do. As long as you're staying off of it, I think it'll be okay. No, I'm just practicing my aiming. Like, it's just to practice, like, how the joysticks feel, to be honest. No. Oh, okay. Is that me? Oh, let's go. Okay, cool. I like it too. It looks pretty. Look at the big tree. I only see two other people here. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Um, I kind of put myself in the fight. That was a ghost face. How could you?
Got a gate for you, runner.
Equip a sprite. Use a gizmo from your pickaxe slot. What does that use a gizmo mean? Oh. Oh, I see. Extraction site portable extractor. Interesting. Um, well, I don't have a sprite. Equip a sprite. Okay, let's find a sprite. Let's find a sprite, and then maybe we can equip a sprite. You mean lily pads don't bounce you anymore? Like, what? What's this shiny thing? It's just purple. Does that mean it's a friendly extractor? Yeah, I kind of wandered away. I'm sorry. I'm coming back. I was low-key looking for Sprite. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. I found a box, a Sprite box. Yeah, right here. It's a gummy aura Sprite. He's so cute.
These sprites aren't just creepy looking. They,
Damage opponents with a Sprite equipped. Oh, I don't want him to die.
Or exist more than everything else. The scientist would have had a field day experimenting on these things.
The visitor called them existentially malleable. I thought he was just being poetic.
Whatever's keeping Jones napped
Period.
is outside
Let's
my
go.
expertise. And my expertise is everything. Still need a miracle to wake him up at this point.
Thankfully, these sprites might be
I actually love the mystery machine.
Good work. Now, let's see what that baby can do to our competition.
Oh! Your brake lights don't work. Okay. Oh, this is not the right way. Okay. Back on track. On the road again. I don't really know what the difference is between the two. Really? Yeah. I can see how this one's like really, there's not a lot of like you said, like different biomes. They're all pretty like kind of pretty the same. And the landscape's pretty similar across the map. Another Sprite. It's a ghost Sprite. Do you want it? I feel like you must have a lot of Sprites. Here, wait, I have to use the portable extractor. And now I can put him on my back. Because I know I have a ghost sprite. Oh, baddies. Let's go fight. Oh, people flying behind us. Oh! I'm gonna try to hit him with the car. I got him, 74. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to reload. There's another car down here. There's a car down here. A car down here. And heals. Tons of stuff to heal us. Oh, they're following us. No, no, leave, 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 leave. I'm good, I'm good. Oh. Yes, I mean... Yeah. Yeah. A vault is being opened. Let's go. Oh my god, I messed that up. Ooh, good try, Justin. I messed that up really bad. Licky, licky, like a big old turkey. Thank you so much. Thanks for the lurk. Get your check-in before you leave. There you go, Soul. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try. Appreciate you, Soul. I was lurking in your stream. At least I had you tabbed. Oh, boing. Oh, y'all are dancing. What are we dancing to? I mean, let's just do it for old time's sake. You know what I mean? I sure am glad I got that gummy Sprite in the portable one. Right? Because then I just extracted it, right? No way. That's so funny. That's so cute. Oh, nice. This guy here. Ooh, and a Sprite. A water Sprite. Oh, these boots. Do you want the boots? Do you want the boots? I don't really like the boots. They're hard to use, in my opinion. Hey. Is this where the vault is? Another Sprite. I'm coming. The llama one? All right, I believe you. He laughed at me. How cute. I want to take him too. Okay. Take it. Got you. Alright, on march. Onward march. Oh, I didn't mean to drive. Get me out of here. No! Let's do it. Why not? What the hey? I don't know what I just did, but I made something mythic. What does that upgrade do when you're in the... People here! People here! People here! Oh my god. Well... No! Wow. I suppose. Alright, I'm gonna play one more game of this, and then I'm gonna play TPT. You know what? Say less. I'm going over there now. I'll do it right now. Moving over. No, we have so much. I feel like even on our worst days, we're having a better day on DVD than in Fortnite. In mi opinion. Dude, I was watching my VODs back, and I'm like, I really be having the best time on this playing this game. Oh, your daily check-in? Yeah, I'll be right there. It's a latte. It's a latte. Oh, excuse me. Where's my friend Star? Oh. I would cry. Don't ever say that. Don't even play. No, no, no. If I could avoid a dredge at all costs, why would I play that? I haven't even played it. Not once. Never, not once. I barely played the banquet, low key. I played one stream the banquet. Just bring back 2v8. That's the only one that hits. Thank you, Ryan, for the shout out. Hi, Ria. Welcome in. Ryan, are you gonna play with me or are you busy? It's okay if you're busy. I understand. I know yesterday you got enough of me. How you doing, Ria? Thank you for getting your check-in. Power tonight on Fort. No, I'm glad you're enjoying Power World. I did not. Ria literally clocked it. This don't look like Fortnite. You don't know this is a new Fortnite mode. Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. Okay, what is my build here? I have a healing build. A Wiglif healing. This is not Chaos Shuffle. Even Chaos Shuffle, I actually really like Chaos Shuffle. I don't mind that because at the end of the day, like, I'm either using my perks or I'm not using my perks. You know what I mean? It's honestly so good. Like, I don't mind that one at all. 2v8's fun. It is very overwhelming, and I feel like they haven't really mastered the balance of a lot of it. I think the Lightbringer class was good, but then I think they started just messing up with all the classes in general. And I don't like any of that. Dead by Fortnite, exactly. That's exactly what the last hour's been. Dead by Fortnite. Artist 2v8 would be crazy. Just crowing ravens to like half the survivors in a row if you just like happen to get them all in the line. That'd be crazy. Oh,
Let's avoid the
hey,
hooks
hey.
and hit those generators.
No, don't be scared. This is better than Fortnite. I promise. Run! Oh! I see him now. Ruin. This is a bad move. This is a bad move. This is bad. This is bad. Oh. I shouldn't have dropped that. I pre-dropped that so bad. He lost me. Come and get me. Ooh, hubris. Hot. He left me. I took him away from main. walked right into it like an idiot. He missed too. Ew, BMing me? Just pick me up, huh? Like, we have one gen. Oh, maybe two gens. Come here, Mr. Oni. Come suck my bubbles. Sorry, I can't believe you got that off, Loki. Like, it was such a quick flashy. He's on me. He's on me still. Yeah. He's sucking my bubbles. I'm dead here, I think. I don't have a vault or anything. He whiffed for some reason. Oh, he's sucking bubbles, sucking bubbles, sucking bubbles. Ooh, like old Rocket League. Oh, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. I'm literally bad. Incredible. Incredible, guys! Incredible! Hell! I'm still running for my life. I don't know where the doors are, Loki. I see you, I see you. He's coming. GG's. Was that a 5-gen chase? What was that? And this is why we play DVD. GG's. IG. I didn't touch a single gen, by the way. I touched a gen, missed a skill check, and then ran the rest of the game. He even BM'd me. Yeah, you got the flashlight stand. It's kind of iconic. And then I just ran for the rest of the match. Oh, Glenn, let him kill it. Let him kill him. That was crazy. I wish I could be in that in-game chat so bad. Period. Oh yeah, you'll be my spy. You'll just be my spy. I think that would be cool, too. Ooh, that was crazy. I never felt so. Yeah, exactly. Like, I wish we could see. Honestly, I would even be okay with like watching the other people spin in circles. I'd be okay with that. Like, I think that would be so funny if I just watched people spin in circles in lobby the whole time. Dwight has a key. Run to the hatch! Run to its body! I think I brought mine, or unless I have. What? I'm playing as Arella, right? It might be a hatch. I'm your girl.
If you want to live,
Let's try. Let's see if we got the same Oni. Just kidding. Oh, it's a nurse. I can loop a nurse. Oh, on Dwight. Oh, Star. Oh. Excuse me. I don't know where Dwight went. I know, but Dwight ran over to us, and I was trying to heal him, and I lost him. Holding it alone just for tonight. I wonder if you that She's on Arella, the other one. You guys are all injured. The basement? She's heading over to the gen to break it. Oh no, she doesn't break gen. She has no idea where anyone is. Yeah, she's by me. She's by this gen. She's like going back to Shack. Yeah, she's going back to Shack. She's coming back over. Nope, she's looking around Shack. See if anyone's going for save. I think I can finish this gen. Oh. Oh. Okay, the gen's finished. I'm gonna stick around to try to take a hit. She's going down. She's going down, friend. Okay. I saved Dwight. No. Good for her. I'm gonna just go straight for save, low key. She has no idea. She's just gonna look for Arella. The other one. Of course. I got you. She's holding the TP. Big whiff on the nurse. Come and get me, baby girl. Baby girl. Let me see you F. Let me see you twirl. Nope, girl. Not this time. Oh, she hit me that time. That's what I get for laughing at her. You guys are so close to that gen. That gen was almost done. No, star. That was iconic. You're so good at it. You're so good at it. Yeah, just finish Jen, Loki. She's going right over you guys. Yeah, just hit it. Dwight's coming. I'm gonna go straight for door behind Shaq.
I hope that hook isn't rusted.
I'm behind Shaq, my friend. If you need to some direction. Oh, okay, okay. Doors open at Shaq. I think Dwight might also have the door open if you need like. It's okay. We're healing. We're healing. We're healing. We're healing. Okay, do it. Do it. Tell me when you're there. Yep. I'm out. Let's go! Another 4 out. We kind of ate that. 1 hook each. Look, and look. Why would we ever play Fortnite again?
How do we get out of here?
Oh no. I didn't know spacebar literally hides things on my OBS. Oops. Me trying to hide my face cam while I took a hit of my pen. And I hit spacebar by accident. Power World really is having a comeuppance or like a resurgence. Ugh, excuse me. I played for a while, but I think it just got repetitive for me. Mm-hmm. Tongue, tongue, tongue. What's that mean? Mm-hmm. Really? Is it really tongue, 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 stay at home mom? What is the? Well, I'm trying to read the rest of the name, but I can't see it. Oh, they're on PS5. Or they have. Oh, I didn't mean to send him a friend request. Block. Oh my god, I didn't mean to block. View profile. I can't view because I blocked it. I did not mean to send a friend request to the brain rot guy. Please ignore. Please ignore. No, I don't want you here. I made a mistake. Okay, there is a hatch offering. Just FYI. I think it is Shaq. I don't think I know. I agree. Excuse excuse me.
Stay alive.
Yeah, it's at Shaq. Actually, I love this map. Not gonna lie, I think this map's so strong. I like the Tricksters map too. I feel like people are just they don't like a little whimsy. They don't like a little joy. What's that one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Not them both knocked. What's going on? It's a spirit, you said? Oh, I'm gonna go for hook, I guess. Okay. Yep, I hear her. Oh, she saw footsteps. I'm gonna heal. Oh, she's TPing. Damn, what are we doing? We're at 5 gens, my friend. Don't break it. Oh, she broke it anyway. Yeah? Oh, it's Huntress. Yeah. Damn, she got me that time. She's still on. Oh, she just yoinked him off the generator. I think so too. It's okay though. The other two, we got out, you know? She's not far from me, Loki. Oh, she TP'd away from me. Damn, wait, where did all my If I'm mangled, does my heal bar just deplete? Is that how that works? I just used my whole medkit and didn't fully heal because I had to run away. Like, my bar is still is empty. I just wasted my whole med kit doing nothing. Damn! And then, of course, we're running over to you. I'm gonna go away from there. I have wig lift. I'm just gonna wait it out a little bit. Oh no, she's going back to battle. Yeah, it was worth just popping the gem. Damn, the death hook on 3 is crazy. She's behind me because Dwight's here. Yeah, I can't help you, buddy. She left Dwight to rot? Oh. Which gen are you working on? Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go for save then. Haha, I'm not there. Like, I don't know how to spin that yet. Don't. Dwight. We're not facing that way, Dwight. Good try, Dwight.
I need you to stop moving.
Yeah, I'm healing Dwight. Really?
I owe you.
She's looking for you. She went toward the hook. Dwight's on me. Alright, I'm all healed. Nice. Thank you, Dwight. Where are you at, friend? So I can heal you? Oh. I'm at Shack. Yeah, go to the right of Shack by the big, like, tubes. The 3 tubes in the vault there. We got this, friend. she comes. No, she's going after you. Okay. Yep. I'm right by Shaq anyway. If you can just get her all the way. Hopefully she picks and doesn't try to slug you out. Okay, she picks. Okay, I'm right by Shaq. Okay. Let's go. Offering. Let's go. Incredible. Bye. Oh, she nodded at me. Thank you, Spirit. She got there right as I did. That was kind of scary. Good. Good for them.
Possibly be real.
We had one gen left, or near, almost one gen left. I was almost done with that gen. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Oh, are you working? I'm gonna carry a flashlight. We'll see what the rest of the team is holding. Medkits. My lights just fell off the wall. Holy shit, that was scary. Like, ain't no way. Oh yeah. Let's hope no Lightborn. Well, now I'm just in a dark room. Well, they're still lit up under my bed because they're plugged in. That's hilarious. Or under my couch. No. Oh, I honestly really don't like this map. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I thought this was the one. This is the one with the tower, right? And the teleporters. No, this is nothing. I'm thinking this that map. I don't like that map. The Dungeons and Dragons map. I actually don't mind this map. I wish there were better loops. Yeah, it's very open. Very open. Oh. That your boon? Oh. It's not your bad. I just didn't know. No. What'd you think I said? Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. I had no idea that even happened. I'm gonna try to get the gen done. I'm not far from Hook. Run, Star, run! I'm almost done with the gen. Well, I blinded him. Of course. Let me rub your back a little. He's gonna head right over here, I think. No. Alright, we have a gen here. Okay, that's good. Then we won't do that one. He's gonna stop us, I think. Alright, good job. I'm gonna try to save Laura, I think. No, I can't save her. I'm taking him to main. Oh, he doesn't want me. He's on the other Laura. I got it, I got it, I got it. Yeah. The other Laura should have stayed in here.
Awesome. Thanks.
No. Let's go, lesbians. No, I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm gonna try to save. Just don't get, yeah, just don't get impaled. Whatever you do. No! Never! No! Well? Do you think they come save me? I'm on first hook. Oh, the other one. The other Laura. Yeah, I see. Thank you,
Hell
Laura.
yeah.
Oh, lend a hand. No. Is it Amori? Oh, he picks him up. No, turn around. They were working on this gen over there. I honestly, that's more words than I know. Turning around. It's okay. He can't worry me. Ha 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 ha. It's okay. I low-key just want her to sit in shack. No. That's fine. That's fine. Laura, come back to shack. Come back to shack. I'm dead. Did she go back? Did she go back? Of course not. Yeah.
ไม่ใช่แนวของฉันเท่าไหร่นะ
I realized how close I was to shack too. Wow. Yeah, we may never know. Which ones? Oh my god, yes, yes. The world may never know. Yeah, they're like completely branded for Red Bull. Honestly, though, and they've literally solidified a legacy. Like they're the ones who created it, you know. hmm I've only had them when I'm drinking. That's fair. Un, deux, trois. Oh, we all have flashlights. This doesn't look fun. I'm gonna test my luck. Right. He's confident, you know? So when offerings are hidden, what does that really mean? Um, and we start with helmets. This is so irritating already.
อยู่ที่ไหนวะ
Amanda, please. Oh, she's already here. I don't see the traps at all. Oh, I found one. I found one. Oh, I'm so sorry. Boop, boop. Nope. Oh my god. Nancy, please. I'm just gonna go for save, I guess. No Lightborn, by the way. Nice. Oh. The issue is I don't know where the traps are. So I'm like more nervous like where she is at. Damn, no traps. Oh, I found a hex. Spicy ass bones over here. Oh! At least I'm not exposed. Oh my god. I got caught on the fucking railroad thing. The minecart. Damn. I think you might have been able to get that stun if you were closer. She went right over back to the pallet. She sees you. Oh no, she doesn't. She's going back to Hook. She knows somebody's there. She's turning back. Yeah. Okay, Ace is coming over here. Ace! Ace is coming. Oh, I have to get this thing off my head. No! Okay. I think Ace is gonna die. No! Oh! No pallet, please. This is really bad. Hi, Cinda. How are you doing? Games are going good. I mean, we had some good games to start, but last few matches have been tough. Not gonna lie. We're probably not gonna be live for much longer. This will be LG. Maybe the next one will be LG. Yeah, this is a bad game. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I think this is gonna be my last one as well. Man. I'm gonna go straight for hook. Run, run, run.
I'm glad you found me.
I'm gonna love that for us. Damn, she tunneled me. Haha, silly. I guess. GG. I literally just got off hook. GG. Shame. I hope the rest of your night go. Yeah, I think it's just time for bed. I've had a long week. And we're about to run that back tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna call it after this. No, I mean we had some good games. Don't get me wrong. Just the last few have been hard. I think they're duoing. Yeah. Good vault. Ooh. Window. Never mind. No, good try, my friend. They're on 2 separate gens. They might let you rot for a little bit. I mean, they should, you know? I think you can hit the checks. No, she did so good. Yeah, right? No, Star is an icon. I just mean, like, they could probably get far in the gens before getting. Oh, never mind. Amanda's already on Nancy. And Ace. Hatch a chack, you know? Like, this is what we're gonna do. You should have waved her on. Oh well. Exactly. Oh, did you see her? Pick. Alright. There you go. And just like that, or inside, right? Does it sometimes go on Windows side? GG's. Well, you look at that. I say it's time to go to bed.
Neiman,
No,
couldn't
thanks
they
for
help?
games, my friend. I'll see you later this week. Oh, see you tomorrow. Come hang out. We'll be playing Sims. Dinda, we'll be playing Sims tomorrow. Um, come hang out. We're gonna check in on our little family. It's crazy to know where Hatch is gonna spawn. Have a good night. Good night, Cinda. It's so good to see you again. It's so good to see you. Please come back. We love having you here. Star, as usual. Thanks for playing with me, spending time with me on Sunday. Of course, Star Sunday. Good night. Bye. Yeah, we're not gonna raid out today. I love building The Sims. Yes. Okay, we are gonna be building in The Sims. So gather around the